Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 4. We are, well, first of all, I did sell the iron bars, 11 of them actually, which, gave us a good amount of money, so it was definitely worth it. Also, it really did not take long. If you just focus on run back, it takes all of a minute or so to run there and back. It's pretty crazy how fast you can travel over land. Of course, at some point, distances will become long enough to actually make that kind of thing unreasonable, but we will also hopefully sooner rather than later unlock the fast travel system. I wonder if reaching the tower colony has anything or will have anything to do with it, or if this is not a magical place at all anymore. There is still Patrick's Tower, which should probably still be magic related somehow, even though Patrick himself is definitely not going to be around anymore, as he was already quite old by the previous game. But, well, we'll see. Maybe Formello is important enough that someone there will have the authority to allow us the use of this apparently secret quick travel system. Anyway, yeah, as you also saw, we are south of Fort Draco, going to explore this little stretch of land here, see what there is to see. Should be coming up on that bridge sometime soon. A spiny crawler, okay. So far, so harmless. Although, yeah, I should not have run up. Most enemies are faster than our spellcasters, so they almost always get to attack, or get to act before they can. Oh, well, this answers that question. Now the next question is, will this bridge ever be repaired? Will this ever be passable? For now, it's not. It appears that if, in all of the recent tumult, something tore a large section out of the middle of this bridge, the deep claw marks and slime stains on the stone make you feel fortunate that you weren't here when it happened. There are tools and supplies piled on the riverbank. If things ever settle down a bit, the locals are well poised to fix the bridge. Okay, interesting. I wonder if that's purely a matter of stopping me from bypassing Formello and the next important story milestone, and if it's just basically going to be triggered by making a certain amount of progress, or if it's actually tied to dealing with the monsters in the waterways, and making them safe again. Because I would really like to do that. I mean, while we're, as I may have remarked at some point before, well, it seems unlikely that we'll jump into the water and actually fight those creatures head on, but it might very well be possible to find whoever is creating them and take them out. What is this actually? Oh, I think this is where we found the seeds? Yeah, that's right. So this must be where Damien's farm used to be. Okay, some trash and dry bones, awesome. We were told to look for a cave with a hellhound south of the road to Formello, so somewhere down here. Some marshland. Definitely going to miss some herbs. Well, there I see some healing herbs. Didn't miss those, but otherwise in uneven terrain like this, visually busy terrain like this, it'll definitely happen. Right, bats have a lot of action points, but not enough to actually do anything bad here. Save the game. Oh, energetic herbs. Right, we had used up all of those. Let's put all the herbs together. Another bat. I mean, I really don't need to use my spell points for what it's worth. Oh, hello. Wait. Do you have a name? Can we talk to you? Horace. Ah, Horace, chats with you. Oh, wait, we had talked to him. We encountered him a lot further to the west. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, right? What's down the road? Formello. Yes, okay. Indeed. Formello is to the east. South is the Giada Marshes. Okay. So they have a name, even though there doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on there. Okay. I mean, isn't this though? Huh. I guess that it must have been very close to the cave wall here. So maybe there is a. Yes. Okay. This might be where the hound is. Yep. Okay. I mean, it pretty much has to be here because there is not a whole lot of room otherwise. The cavern contains a large unspoiled fungal garden. The moss on the floor bears no tracks of humanoid visitors. If any people were here recently, the signs of their presence have been grown over. In other words, they were not here recently at all. Unless the flora grows very, very quickly. There are lizards, though. The marks of clawed reptilian feet are plainly visible. And you can smell the rank odor of reptile dung and rotting meat. That sounds pleasant. Okay, there is a giant lizard. True enough. Oh, what? Why didn't you take the short route? Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that to kill it. I mean, in theory, I should be able to kill one like this, and then one like this. There we go. That was a really good hit before. Was it 27? Is that right? Yeah. Wow. Good job, Dirk. Too bad he doesn't always hit that hard. Okay, this is just a... I don't know if it's water or a hole. Not that it really matters. Oh, man, it's... I'm gonna miss so many herbs on the ground and just small items. Oh, you're a hellhound. I didn't even get a good look at it last time. But also, hellhounds are really not that tough, as it turns out. Really not sure why that hunter made such a big deal about it. Okay, some more crystals, some leather vambraces, which is what you have. Okay, they are bulky. 4 armor, stun resistance. Sure. I mean, these are just leather pants, not even fine or anything. Huh, wait, that being said, there you go. They are better, right? 3%, yeah. And she has the swamp pants. Okay, well, that was easy. And I think there are more herbs here, yep. I mean, sometimes I guess I'll recognize those distinct shapes on the ground, but other times I might not, and whatever, it's not a huge deal. Okay, well, that was that. It's a camp, maybe where Horus makes rest sometimes. I should probably return to Fort Draco, right, and turn that quest. Annoying Hellhound, Postmaster rank, yes. Because otherwise, I mean, I could go around like this, but why would I? Maybe I'll head straight to Formello before looking around the surrounding area, because, you know, just because. I might as well pick up the quests first and solve them later, instead of the other way around, as I have been doing. Well, at least occasionally. Right, Postmaster is up here. Here, specifically. I killed the Hellhound. You will be able to gather herbs in that cave again. I mean, except that we picked up all that we could find there. Wonderful! And you didn't tell any rival alchemists about it, did you? Oh well, I don't want to know if you did. I'll deal with that when the time comes. And your reward, as promised. I will unlock the back storeroom downstairs, under my shop. I keep a useful magical tome. Well, it might be useful to you. I don't understand a word of it. Huh. Okay. What's there? Oh, this place. Well, that's one mystery solved. Okay. Candle, thanks, but no thanks. Someone has stored a large, musty old book of chants and rituals down here, chained to the pedestal. Such tomes are highly prized because of the magical arts that can be learned from them. This text does not disappoint. After an hour spent in careful study, you learn a ritual to call down a bolt of energy on those unwise enough to oppose you. Always useful. Your skill with the priest spell Smite increases. Okay, for what it's worth. So that should now be at max level. It's still kind of expensive for what it is, but now we have it. That might actually come in handy. And, you know, even if it didn't, I would like to upgrade all of my spells anyway, just because. Alright, this still remains unreachable for now. Well, I mean, since we're back up here now... Oh, also I apparently never looked around here. I mean, there is almost nothing here. What's that? Meat. That does not look like meat. What the hell? That looks weird, that graphic. That being said, we might have a use for that at some point. Okay, anything else I might have missed? Looking at the minimap, doesn't seem like it. There was the healer lady who taught us some spells. Down here was the hedge wizard, right? That's right. But we've learned all of what those people had to teach us. Right, so now we're up here, and I guess I'll head straight down to Formello from here. Well, I mean, not literally in a straight line, of course, but mostly. Getting sidetracked only by... What is up with my WASD keys? Getting stuck so often. Has happened an annoying amount of time. An annoying number of times, actually, is the right way to say that. Ooh, giant caveman? Is this tougher than the ones we've been seeing? Oh, it did get an attack in, but thankfully missed. Yeah, this is definitely tough. Sure, fireball is basically free, so might as well. Okay, we get some herbs. Some more herbs. And nothing else? Oh, fair enough. And more of them, 3 of them in fact. Okay, this might be the time for one of these. Oh, will this kill them though? If it doesn't at least kill one, this might be bad. Oh, it didn't. Well, smite, 40 damage, okay. Oh, oh, they run away. Nice. Okay, that worked out. Could have been a lot more painful. Anything I missed here? No? Ooh, someone was here. And there is a dazed bat. And indeed, Mike is dazed. And it attacked twice. Because it has so many hit points. But wait, oh. It dazed him, but by attacking him immediately afterward, he was undazed right away. Well, I should have probably tried dazing it back. Oh, and it once again ran away? Oh yeah, it is terrified. Huh, well. Okay, let's cure again. What? Wait. We cured him and he still took damage? Excuse me? Oh, how's that fair? That makes sense. Oh well. And we get for our troubles another tin helmet, which I'm not even going to pick up. A short sword? Worth only 40? Yeah, this is not great. Energy potion for you. I mean, I guess I might as well pick them up while I have room. Money is money, you know, as they say. And they're right. Okay. Ah yes, this is actually where the road is, so we should be able to just follow this south. Hello, farmer. Well, if there are farmers just wandering around, this should be reasonably safe. Right, this is where it leads up to this system of caves. Maybe we should try talking to the farmer. This farmer is extremely, in fact desperately, determined to not talk to strangers. You get a hello and goodbye and not much else. Okay. What? Oh, scavenging rat. Could this be quest related, perhaps? Certainly kind of feels like it. More meat. I guess we're good. Until proven otherwise. Little farmer. Don't mind me. Oh, Atria, hello. There is an elderly woman up here, well into her 50s. She is rocking back and forth and peacefully staring into the fire. She says that her name is Atria. Though you have broken into her home, she is happy to have someone to talk to. Once she sees that you aren't bandits or rampaging Nephilim, she chats with you for a while about the caves and about happenings outside. Eventually she nods off. You back away quietly. Oh, okay. Nice. Alright. Wait. Was there a lake? Oh yeah, of course. There's well, not much of a lake, kind of a half moat around the city. Although it might not be artificial. I mean, does a moat have to be artificial? I guess it doesn't necessarily. A natural river, or part of a river, could act as a moat, although I guess they're typically... There's another one. They're typically artificial, at least to an extent. Oh well. Could pick up this bag of meal, but seriously, why would we? Let me guess, another rat? Oh, or this is too complicated to ever be picked. Interesting. That is... Oh, map is kind of inaccurate, but it must be just north of this other path. Yes, in fact... Oh, hello, road sentry. We should meet back with where we were before sometime soon. There is a small band of Avernite soldiers watching the road here. Even for sentries, they are unusually ragged and dirty. As you try to pass, one of them stops you. "Hold it there," he says. "We have to inspect everyone on this road." In this road? On this road, coming or going from Formello. As he speaks with you, you notice that the sentries are examining you carefully. Oh, all right, go ahead. The guard walks around you, looking you over. He seems very thoughtful, as if trying to decide what to do about you. The other sentries are very tense. Then you notice something. Though they are wearing Avernite armor, it isn't theirs. Their uniforms are mismatched, and some of the armor is torn and stained, as if looted from bodies on the battlefield. You notice, and they see that you notice. Before you can ask what is going on, they draw their weapons. I mean, okay, bandits. Why go through all this... all the trouble of pretending to be like official soldiers when they could have just attacked us right away? That doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. So they're all the same kind of enemies. Although, no, never mind. This one, these two actually clearly have bow and arrow, which is potentially quite dangerous. And this reaches so far. This is crazy. We have to heal you. I mean, they're all dazed, but still. Oh, right. Well, that's fine. At this point, well, might as well heal him. You watch out that guy, you finish off this guy. He would have had his turn if he had skipped it, so we can safely do this, and this, and this, and finish him off. Or her, whatever. Okay, easy enough. Cavewood bow, not worth a whole lot, but at least a little bit. They hadn't really been making much profit here, it seems like. Another iron helmet. I mean, do you even want one, ultimately? For one extra point of armor? I don't even think so. At the bottom of the jar, under some refuse, you find a letter. It was sealed and waxed, but someone opened it. It says simply, "Take advantage of the turmoil. Do what you can. If possible, kill any adventurers you find. They make things more difficult." The letter is signed only with a symbol, a drawing of a crown upside down. Oh, the anti-king? Some kind of anti-pope situation? Interesting. So maybe it's not the Vanatai at all, or maybe they're just still involved in this somehow. Oh, well, I mean, might as well check this out. This is part of... Wait. Why didn't we continue this way? Obviously we couldn't. This is the other end of the Fort Draco escape tunnel. Did I save? No, I have. No, I did. Okay. Alright. Ah, yes, of course. This is the part that, what's his face, Tolliver had trapped. Oops. Wrong button. Nothing here. Huh. Apparently, all of these traps are easy enough for us to disarm. What about this door, though? Huh, even this. I guess I just never tried disarming these traps at all. Or maybe we weren't good enough before. I did increase tool use from 9 to 10 in the meantime, so maybe that's all it took. Alright. Right, and actually, Formello should be straight east of here? Wait, it couldn't be. No, we have to go down south. Follow the road south just a little bit. Mining region north. Oh, that's another mining region up there, okay. Formello to the east, Fort Draco west, Eastern Gallery, Silver Contrast south, yeah. Although, after having seen that destroyed bridge over to the west, I strongly suspect that the bridge down here is also going to be broken, forcing us to deal with this area first. You know, I would have done that anyway, but still. Dire wolf. A pair of huge wolves are tied up at the front door of the estate. They aren't tied up very well. They could easily get free if they felt the need to, or if they needed to. They growl sincerely at you as you pass. Okay, that's very ominous. There's a lone farmer out here tending to this field of mushrooms. The lands around Formello are very good for crops. Mushrooms grown here tend not to be as bitter and nasty as those from elsewhere. Still bitter and nasty, though. When you approach, the farmer shies away from you. In fact, he practically runs away. He seems terrified of you. Odd. It is really odd. I mean, there's nothing immediately threatening about us, right? Unless maybe he's just used to bandit attacks, and that's why he's so cautious. You're at the entrance to a large, unusually nice private home, burrowed into the cliff wall. The owner must be fairly affluent, perhaps owning a bit of farmland around here. It remains to be seen how the residents react to your breaking into their house. I mean, I wasn't necessarily going to break in. The game doesn't give me an option to knock. Giscard? Hello? Oh, you have a picture, so you must be important. You're greeted at the entrance of this home by a wealthy merchant. Surprisingly, he is not happy about having an unkempt adventurer break into his home and tracking cave mire on his clean floors. That's weird. I'm Giscard, he says, and these are the caves of me and mine. If you have business here, please state it. If not, please take yourself and your odor somewhere else. Can I ask you a question? Of course not. You can go. This is a private residence. Out! I mean, I guess he is going to make me leave. He could order his dire wolves to attack me, and that might be bad. Sure, I'll go. I wonder if we'll have any kind of official business with that guy at some point. More bags of meal. Meh. Meh. Giant lizard. What's this? Giscard estate. Okay, makes sense. Alright, okay, this is... This is obviously the official way into Formello. Hello. Yawn. This is a member of the Formello City Guard. She's watching the bridge and the river, keeping alert for intruders and bandits. You try to speak with her... You try to speak with her to find out what is happening in these parts. She won't talk to you. In fact, she stares fixedly off into space, pretending that she doesn't know you're there. Strange. Okay, so something else must be going on in this area. Obviously. You're outside the gates of Formello, the largest city in northeastern Avernum. It is a huge trade center, has many skilled craftsmen, and boasts one of the few schools of magic in all of Avernum. That's new. However, it is also eerily quiet. There are no merchants moving in and out. You don't hear the raucous calls of the market. Looking through the gates, you don't even see anyone on the streets. Okay. Very strange. Hello. Oh. Same thing here. Wait. Not a secret way into the city, just some kind of storeroom. Scroll, ice bolt, steel javelins. Oh well, now these are at least worth taking along for selling. Yep, nothing else here, no trapdoor. Okay. Alright, I'm kind of tempted to try and go around and just look around the southern edge of the city before really entering, and also finding out if this bridge is indeed broken. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is gonna be. You know what? I'll do that. You know, to keep up the suspense of finding out what is going on in the city and in this region for a little bit longer. Okay, dagger. Another scavenging rat. These must be quest related, right? It's gonna be some kind of quest asking me to get rid of the scavenging rats all around the farming areas. Although, if there's no one around, I mean, I don't know. Has the city been overtaken by the enemy or by some kind of evil presence? So, in other words, are there even gonna be any kind of authorities to, you know, give me quests? Forest, hello. This home was once nice, but the smell of mold and mildew now fills the air. It's dark and damp, and you start to cough when you breathe too deeply. The owner of the house has also seen better days. He is young, but the damp and dark of Avernum have aged him prematurely. He is quite thin, and he's constantly coughing into his sleeve. As you greet him, he takes a sip from a mug full of strong medicinal brew. Medicinal, huh? Welcome to my home. I see you felt comfortable just barging inside. Yeah, again, no option to knock. I'm Forrest. What do you wish of me? Are these your farmlands? Yes, of course. The land's near to my home, though I don't have the strength to tend the rows of fungi myself anymore. I have workers for that. My crops get sent into Formello. Keep the city fed. Are you ill? Yes, as I'm sure is obvious to anyone who sees me even for a minute. The fungus in the air, it has reached my lungs. Not fatal, not for a while anyway, but unpleasant, very tiring. Is that a common ailment? Yeah, I mean, I've certainly never heard of it or seen it. Common enough. There are so many varieties of mold and spore down here. Live long enough and one of them will lodge in your lungs. It just happened to me sooner than most, is all. Okay. Would going to the surface heal you? Perhaps someday. Perhaps someday I may go south to the Tower Colony and use their portal. But I hate the Empire, hate it with a passion, for what they did to my family. I will not set foot in their lands unless I must. Oh, I mean, okay. Fair enough, I guess. What did the Empire do to your family? Sent us into Avernum. They were wild folk, smugglers and moonshiners. The Empire bundled the lot up and sent them down here. I was born not long after that. My parents taught me much before they died, including many lessons about the cruelty of the Empire that sent them into the underworld. And then they were gone. What is the Tower Colony? It's what's left of the Tower of Magi, what they managed to rebuild after demons blew up the old tower. It had to happen eventually, I guess. Or, wait, did it get blown up? Did we witness it getting completely destroyed? I don't remember what exactly happened. I don't think it was completely destroyed, so I guess that must have happened in between games. Oh, in fact, there is a game in between games, isn't there? Like Blades of Avernum? I think that took place in between the trilogies, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. I think someone told me something about that specifically. Alright, tell me about the portal. It's not actually in the tower colony, he coughs. It's west of there. It's Avernum's only link to the surface, and my only route to somewhere warm, sunny, and dry. That you're never going to use because you hate it there. Right. What sort of potion are you drinking? It's a simple brew. Certain useful medicinal herbs broiled in water until they form a thick, bitter muck. It eases my coughing. Some days it even provides total relief. Sadly, I'm low on the herbs I need to make it. He inspects you closely. You are adventurous. You wonder. If you were to find some herbs and bring them to me, I could give you some other healing tinctures that were not useful for my illness. Okay, 3 healing herbs. I have those. He inspects the herbs and nods. Yes, these will be fresh enough. He takes them and puts them into a thick clay jar. Then he fetches another jar and hands it to you. The liquid in there, it was expensive. I thought it would help me. It did not. Perhaps what remains will help you. Okay, thanks. I hope I don't catch whatever is ailing you, though. Dirk is level 9. Nice. 2 healing elixirs. Wait a second. Elixirs? Ooh. Yeah. Elixirs that look almost exactly like the potions. That's such a weird choice. I guess the graphic is slightly different. It's a slightly brighter, but I mean the difference is really, yeah, really subtle. Oh well. I'll hold on to those. 27 to 87. Okay, they are quite a bit better. Right. Oh. Free to take all of his stuff if we want to. I mean, I don't want to. But thanks, I guess. Right. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss any spot. Should be getting close to that bridge. Or what's left of it. Goodwife Donna, hello. There is a small old woman sitting in this rocking chair. She seems to be sustained mainly by tea and anger. Decades of life in Avernum have worn her down, but her bitterness is without end. Oh, lovely, she snaps. Invaders in my home. Adventurers who think they can just barge in anywhere. I'm Goodwife Donna, and I'll have you know that I have no patience for parasites and ruffians. Say what you want and be on your way. You have any jobs for me? She snorts and points at the wall. See those swords? I've killed goblins with them myself. I'd do it again, old as I am, before I turn to you lot for help. But if you are bored, I heard some rats in my cellar. You can kill them if you want, but don't expect to get paid. Oh, okay, thanks. Can you tell me anything about the area? Why won't you go look for yourself? Pah, adventurers, always wanting people to tell them things because they're too lazy to look around themselves. I mean, that's really not fair. I am certainly doing a lot of looking around myself, despite what people tell me. Another scavenging rat, of course. Would you please kindly step there? Ouch. Oh, wow. Right. Rats. Lots of action points. I keep forgetting. And that is that. Well, I mean, theoretically we could plunder her stores, but, you know, I'm not that kind of adventurer today. Oh. I mean, I guess she did say that she wasn't going to reward us. I thought we might still tell her about killing the rat. No. Okay, but I mean, it was a scavenging rat, so maybe that was part of the quest, if there is such a quest. Oh, the bridge exists. We are allowed to cross it, but there is a barrier. Okay. This passage normally leads to the Eastern Gallery, an enormous cavern that is home to several of Avernum's largest cities. However, the corridor is blocked. There is a huge wall of magical barriers in front of you, stretching floor to ceiling and completely blocking your progress. A small sign has been placed in front of the barrier. Formello quarantined until further notice. Barrier passage only obtained through permission of high authorities. Signed, Mayor Henrietta. Interesting. Huh. There are 2 Formellan guards here, keeping watch on the passage to the south. It's a dull job, so they're eager to speak with you and break the monotony. Okay, finally someone who wants to speak. You learn that the mayor of Formello recently had the barriers erected to keep infestation of giant bugs to the south out of the northern farmlands. Oh. Really? Okay. So the Eastern Gallery is overrun with giant bugs? I thought it was to keep something that had befallen Formello from spreading further to the south, but I guess it's the other way around, unless this is just, you know, some kind of trick. Anyway, the guards are determined on one point. If you want permission to pass, you need to get it from the mayor. They can't help you. Fair enough. Okay, at least it's not. At least the bridge is not just also destroyed. That would have been a little bit lame. The game does allow me to continue around here. I mean, that makes sense because we could otherwise just walk around that way. But I think I'm gonna stop at this bridge and take a look at the southern gate of Formello. Oh, I didn't mean to talk to this guard, but they don't want to talk anyway, as expected. Alright, okay, there's actually nothing else here, so we might as well do whatever there is to be done now. There is someone there. You enter the city of Formello and take another look around. Your first impressions were correct. The city is still occupied, but it's covered with a blanket of fear. The streets are empty. Everyone is hiding inside. An occasional face peers out a window at you and then ducks back into the shadows. There is a deep chill in the air. The whole town seems afflicted. As you look around, a guard emerges and approaches you. He doesn't get close, though, as if he's afraid you are carrying a disease. He says, "I'm sorry, traveler. The city is closed. You need authorization to enter." You show him the papers you got from Fort Draco. He reads them over and nods. "All right. You should see the mayor. City Hall is near the west gate." Okay. And before he flees back indoors, he says, "And stay away from the park." He points to the northeast. "That's where it comes when it comes. And it will come back." The guard runs back indoors. Okay, so that must be one of those shades that appeared in some of the cities. Weird. Or maybe it's something else entirely. Oh, wait, Oliver? Oh, Oliver, of course. You're surprised to meet a familiar face in this grim city. Indeed I am. I wasn't expecting that at all. It is Oliver, the merchant you first met in Fort Monastery. He still carries his heavy pack, full of equipment and goods for sale. However, he is finding that it is hard to recruit customers when everyone is terrified of going outdoors. He is as pleased to see someone he knows as you are. He takes a swig of ale, stands and bows. "Ah, yes, the wanderer, the adventurer, the one who still has both money to spend and the capability to smile." Well, I guess, yeah. Oliver is at your service, still at your service, selling that which makes your adventures possible. How have your travels been? Well, getting through the Longtail clan lands was tricky, but they were still recovering from the damage you inflicted upon them, so I managed to get by. I hoped my fortunes would improve here, but everything is kept locked up. The money, the women, they're all locked away, for fear of the Shade. So it is the Shade, okay. Have you seen the Shade? Of course not. Oliver is no fool. I have never gone anywhere where I might see it, because then it might see me. Fair enough. How did you get the guards to let you in? Creative bribery. Okay. Know anything about what's been happening here? Very little. People aren't asking and I'm not talking. They're not asking? Wait, shouldn't you be? Whatever. I know that the mayor is barely holding it together, and that makes her in better shape than most of the townsfolk. When the Shade is around, they won't just stay inside. Most of them won't even talk. Quite unsociable, if you ask me, and bad for business. Right. Where will you go next? Well, I wanted to go south to the ruins of the Tower of Magi. I've heard there is good salvage that can be bought there cheap. But first, I need to get past the quarantine. Quarantine? Last I've heard, the road between here and the Eastern Gallery south of here has been blocked by magic barriers, keeping monsters out, or in, I don't know. Say, if you ever are south of here and find that the quarantine is lifted, could you let me know? I'd pay for the trouble. Sure. Well, let's trade, although I really don't think that we need anything. Wait, didn't I? I guess I said that I wanted to sell things. I did pick option 1, though. Okay. Usually buying things is option 1 and selling things is option 2. I didn't really pay attention, I suppose. Ah, yes. Let's see. Yew longbow. I'm pretty sure that is better than what we have. 5 to 15. It is. exorbitant, but it's definitely affordable. Speed potions are nice. Actually, all of this is kind of useless, most of it. Inventory. Oh yes, new bow. 5 to 10. I mean, I keep complaining about Dirk's damage, so I really should buy this, I guess. And everyone else, wait, she has a U-bow, you long, oh, wait. No, never mind. It's a cave wood bow. That's what I thought. Yeah, so the mage gets this one, and we sell this one eventually. I mean, we could sell it to him right now, just to get rid of it. Okay, Kirchhoff, huh? This is for Mello's Inn. It looks like it would normally be a comfortable place to grab a place at the counter, stare into the fire, and swap tales. Right now, however, the inn is nearly abandoned. You approach the innkeeper, who is standing behind a large cask and trying to act invisible. When you get close and he realizes you are determined to speak with him, he shakes his head. Sorry, friend. These are bad times. No rooms, no service. I'm Kirchhoff, and I never wanted it said that I wasn't friendly to a guest, but, well, I guess I'm not very friendly. Not these days. Yeah, why though? I mean, okay, I get it that there's a spooky shade appearing and making everyone feel afraid, but why not talk to each other? What's going on? I guess it must be more than just the people being afraid of it. It must be some kind of actual magical spell affecting all of them. Otherwise, this all makes no sense whatsoever. I really hope the mayor is going to be able to clear things up at least a little bit. So I can't get a room? No, it's murdering me not being able to rent rooms, but I have to say no. I just sell provisions before you go. The shade is here all the time, you know? And when people deal with strangers, just leave me. I have a wife and children to think of. Oh, okay. Could I buy some provisions? Well, thanks, I guess. Can I at least know something about what's been happening? All right, I'll tell you about the roads. If that will help you leave sooner, I mean. The road south of here isn't good. The mayor declared a quarantine and had the passage to the eastern gallery blocked by magical barriers, so you'll probably have to go back west. The caves to the north just have monsters. The last people who got out to the south were some mages. They came here to build this pylon. Come to think of it, our troubles happened not long after the pylon went up. Okay. That's interesting, and also could be unfortunate because, I don't know, will the pylons... I guess the pylons might actually have something to do with what's going on. But if that also means that they're not actually going to allow me to quick travel, then that's most unfortunate. But obviously they could be both. Maybe they're currently a tool of whoever is attacking Avernum, but I might end up getting to use it for my own ends. That would be nice. Tell me about the magic barriers to the south. Just what it sounds like. Nobody gets through them without the mayor's permission, and she doesn't give it often. She's afraid of the monsters to the south coming up here. And a good thing too, at least someone around here is acting. There are monsters to the north? So I hear. A dragon used to live up there, and the tunnels are still full of weird dragony magic. But you're an adventurer, so maybe that's just good news for you. I mean, actually, yeah. Tell me about the pylon. It's stone and it hums, and it's in the park to the east. Oh, interesting. Nobody goes near it. The mages, they just came in, built it, and left. Didn't talk to nobody. And you know nothing about it? Well, my cousin said his friend overheard a fellow telling another fellow that he'd overheard one of the mages saying to another mage that the pylons might have something to do with something in Fort Avernum in the Eastern Gallery. But that might be a rumor. It just might be. Okay. Thanks. Huh. Okay. All very mysterious. Just going here to fill in the map, mostly. Why is it so dark up here? Oh. You're an oozing zombie. Why are you here? Ouch. Okay. Not as bad as it could have been. Heal you? Oh, and of course he got poisoned again. Derp. Not very smart. Limbs. They look half digested or, I don't know, otherwise decomposed. That's kind of unpleasant. Whoops. I mean, I just took the money without really thinking about it. Yeah, sorry about that, whoever that belonged to. Although, if it was the former person who turned into an oozing zombie, I guess it was okay for me to take it. What is this? Formalin supply. Let's actually go and talk to the mayor right away. Training yard. I mean, that being said, training sounds interesting. Captain Graham, also interesting. You're just guards. Okay. More guards. Hello, Captain. This is Captain Graham, commander of the city guard. He looks you up and down and snorts. Before the trouble started, he was a mean man with a very short temper. The recent difficulties have eroded what little patience he had remaining. When you try to speak, he says, "Look, vagrants, the job board is outside. Want to help out? Read it and come back to me when you have done something useful." Wow. What a jerk. What's this? No, seriously, what is this? Huh? This is very odd. Trisbrina, hello. Why are you standing at the end of this very, very long, empty corridor? There is a young woman in rough clothes sitting up here, munching on a dry roll. It looks like she has been traveling a lot lately. Traveling somewhere where they don't have combs. She has a large leather bag over her shoulder. She looks up at you for a long moment. Then she says, with a mouthful of bread, "I'm Trisbrina. I'm selling stuff I found on the road, and if you got something good, I'll buy it, no questions asked. Do business or leave me alone." Why are you here? What is this place? This is such an unlikely location. But apparently we're not allowed to ask that, so I guess I'll take a look at your wares. Incense, useless. Gold necklace, useless. Poor leather helmet, very useless. Scroll, control foe. I mean, if this is anything like Dominate Mind or whatever it was called in the remakes, then this is completely useless. Healing elixir, bronze bracers, gold bar. Okay. I could sell things to her. Where do you get your wares? Where did you get the idea that it's your business? You're an adventurer, a hired killer. Don't get snooty. Wow. What? What an odd encounter. And behind the guard barracks or whatever? What? Is there some kind of lore to that, or is it just supposed to be weird? Rat hunt. The farms around Formello have been afflicted by giant rats, who have been scavenging the harvested crops and applying nasty bites to those who try to stop them. Well, not us. Although I guess one of them did actually end up biting us. Well, bring the severed tails of 10 scavenging rats to Captain Graham in the barracks. The rats are most often found in and around supply sheds. Generous bounty will be paid. I don't think I picked up any rat tails. That might be a problem. Also, I'm pretty sure I didn't kill all 10. Huh. Well, message to farm. A letter was tagged up on the board. It is addressed simply to Atria, farm, northwest of Formello. Okay, so she does serve a quest purpose. Perhaps if the letter were delivered, you might get a nice tip. Inn clearing. A tenant in Kirchhoff's inn left his room without paying. Also, this tenant, an unstable fellow by the name of Hrikis, left an unpleasant surprise in the room. This surprise is in the upstairs room. Well, I dealt with that. If you kill the surprise, Kirchhoff will pay 100 coins for your trouble. Okay? Hunt splice worms. That sounds unpleasant somehow. Splice worms. There is a number of mines north of Formello. Alas, one of them, the Prongtail mine, has been infested by splice worms. The owner of the mine, Goodwife Hortense, wishes to see them removed. Should an adventurer bold and true manage to slay 8 of the foul beasts, Hortense will give a reward. She may be found down the road west from the Prongtail mine. Okay. Well, let's see here. Okay, Gremlin wine and 100 coins. Kirchhoff thanks you and pays you in cash for your help. He also gives you a bottle of liquid that Crickets left behind. He wants to be rid of it. It scares him. Of course, everything does. Okay, Gremlin wine, blessed self. Okay. So no longer a speed potion in disguise. Sounds powerful. Blessed self, 32 to 62. I guess we'll keep that around as well. What else was there? All right, the rats. Red hunt. Talk to whom? Oh, to Graham. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we haven't finished that yet. There must be more farms that we didn't visit. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. Uh-oh. Which one of the farms is where Adria was hanging out? Not up here. It was somewhere in the upper level of a building. No, not there. That's where the really unfriendly people were. Was that all the way up here? Yes, actually it must have been up here. Oh, farmer. Hello. Atria. 30 coins and a fruit. Yay. You delivered the letter to Atria, who is very pleased to get it. As expected, she gives you a very modest tip, plus an apple. Looks more like a pear, but thanks. Alright, I guess there is a lot more potential farmland up here that I decided not to explore yet. Yeah, actually everything around here is probably going to have more farms and more rats. Okay, fair enough. But I am curious though. Special items? Huh. No, we have not been getting rat tails, so I really hope that the game is not actually going to expect us to have actual rat tail items picked up. If there were any, I certainly didn't see them. I guess this room here, this corridor, is just supposed to be, you know, the inside of the city walls. So it's maybe not that mysterious after all, but, you know, the presence of that weird merchant, scavenger, certainly is. Oh, message to Silvar. Well, it's not going to be for a while. There's a letter tacked to the job board. It is addressed Avernum, Silvar. Payment upon delivery. Silvar is some distance to the south of Formello, a river port in the Eastern Gallery. Also, currently, behind some massive magical barriers. What is this? City Hall. Oh, this is City Hall. And this is Formello Library and School of Enchantments. Well, I said that I wanted to go talk to the mayor first, and that's what I'm going to do. Oh, there she is. There's a letter up. Okay, please, some answers. The mayor of Formello is in her audience hall, sitting on her throne. She isn't in good shape. All of her guards and attendants are gone, and the shade that has afflicted the city has worn her down too. She is pale and thin, and has developed the nervous habit of picking at her mayor's sash with her fingers, leaving it frayed at the edges. She jumped when you rounded the corner, probably thinking that the shade had come for her at last. After taking a moment to regain her composure, she says, "Outsiders, I welcome you, though it is perilous to do so. I am Mayor Henrietta, the one who has been charged with keeping this city together as much as possible. I am risking the wrath of the shade to see you, because I have heard that you may have something of value to contribute. I hope I have not been misled." Okay. What has been happening in Formello lately? She shakes her head and lets out a long sigh. Well, I will assume you have heard about the rivers being full of monsters and the end of boat traffic, which hit Formello very hard, I assure you. Also, there has been a huge increase in monster activity. Enough so that I was forced to erect a quarantine barrier between here and the Eastern Gallery. These would have been enough to deal with, but then the shade came, and all we could do was struggle to remain alive and sane. But, I mean, what is the shade actually doing, though? It appears, okay, but does it actually attack? Has it been taking people, or... Okay, do you know anything about the monsters in the water? No more than anyone else. They swim in the deep and dark, and all we have seen of them are the tentacles. We see them when they drag a boat down. And I'm sure I don't need to tell you, very few sailors survive a capsized ship in the underworld. And there is a quarantine? Yes, the Eastern Gallery, to the south, has had worse monster infestations than we have. Since we had enough problems up here, I had our mages erect barriers along the road to the south. A harsh step, I know, but things would be far worse if the insects swarming the Eastern Gallery were allowed to infest our fields, so please do not ask to pass the barriers. Lowering and raising them is extremely difficult. Huh. Fair enough. Yeah, tell me more about the shade for sure. The shade first appeared several weeks ago. In that time, civilized life in our city has crumbled to nothingness. The shade is currently absent, thus it may be possible for you to speak with people, trade, and so on. If the shade were here, even if you were able to concentrate on anything, people would shun you. Okay. Have you tried to kill the shade? Several times. The shade has considerable power. The wounds our warriors create heal themselves almost immediately, and then it destroys any who dare to harm it. It radiates magical cold, very intense. Many of our soldiers have been frozen completely solid. The same fate awaits the poor souls that decide for whatever reason to kill. That it decides for whatever reason to kill. Okay. So it has been killing arbitrarily. As well as fighting back. The shade isn't always here. No, it travels. Sometimes it appears in Silva to the south. Sometimes it comes back here, and wherever it is, life stops. We don't know why it decides to go to one place or the other. It seems to switch every few days, though. Huh. I'd like to know more about the shade. I would too, but it is very difficult to study it. I know of only one person who is trying. His name is Sage Townsend. He has been watching the shade every moment he could. He is hiding in the cave at the northeast corner of town. He never leaves there because of the entirely reasonable belief that the shade would kill him. Okay. I mean, the shade just teleports from town to town. It doesn't actually move around. It just stays there, locked in place, and attacks anyone at sight. That is very strange. Huh. Okay, so I was recently ambushed by someone. They had papers with a strange symbol. Ah, yes, of course. She shakes her head. I have heard of nothing like that. Very strange. I will watch for similar signs. She seems unconvinced that this is of any importance. Really? Huh. I mean, just a bunch of highwaymen, I suppose, is not that out of the ordinary, but that symbol should certainly at least be investigated. Well, I mean, we will, if no one else. I had a strange encounter in a mine west of here. Describe it and show her the mark. Mayor Henrietta sits up straight and listens attentively as you tell your story. This may be the first signs of enthusiasm she's shown about anything in weeks. She constantly interrupts your tale with questions. This may be significant. It is a pity that you could not get more information from the being in the crystal. Why don't you let me see the mark? When you show it to her, she is lost in thought for a minute. Then she says, You know, someone mentioned something like this to me recently. I think it was Genevieve, the librarian. You should show it to her. I want to know what she says before I come to any conclusions. Okay. At least she didn't get pale and pretended not to know anything about it. Well, okay. Thanks. That was somewhat helpful, I guess. Genevieve, hello. Oh, there you are. Oh, right. Genevieve takes the letter I had for her as well. Thank you, she says. I hadn't expected to get this. As promised, she tips you a small pouch of silver coins. 100 coins. Okay, fair enough. Also, hi. There is a young woman with long, dark hair sitting at this table. Okay, the dark part is correct. She's bent over a book, but she isn't reading. She's repairing the spine. As you watch, she mutters, "One moment, this is not easy." Soon she reaches a point where it is safe to set the book down. She looks up and frowns at you. Strangers, talking to me. Lovely. I'm Genevieve, the librarian. What is it you need? I guess let's get this out of the way first. The mayor sent me to you. Can you look at this mark? She leans over and looks at it, being careful not to touch you. Yes, I heard a story from one of our students who went to the mines to the north. The miners told her that they saw a body. It was a surveyor who had been exploring the caves to the northeast, where the dragon Motrex used to live. The dead man had been caught by a pack of lizards. The body had a mark on the hand much like that one. And that is all the student told me before she got on with her studies. I thought it was an interesting curiosity, and mentioned it to the mayor in passing. What happened to the student? Can I speak with her? Her? Was the gender of the student ever mentioned? Whatever. Oh, she died. She was one of the first claimed by the Shade. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I guess we'll have to go investigate ourselves then. Interesting. So someone else has been marked before, but was killed by lizards. So I guess our mysterious contact had to look for someone else, and where we might only be Plan B or C or however far down the alphabet. Huh. Okay. I mean, maybe we'll learn more about that. Although I suspect that we'll just find another one of those crystal pillars already cracked. and unresponsive, but we'll see. Tell me about your library while we're here, before I call this an episode. It is the finest for many miles around. It is excellent for studies of magic, or crafts, or history. Of history, even of my own personal area of study, languages. Oh, hello, fellow linguist. Most of the books are upstairs. Please make at least a weak effort to remove the grime off your fingers before you paw them. Okay. You study languages? As many as I can. Nephil and Slith tongues are my specialties. Hey, you have some study objects here. But I have collected all the examples of Avernites syntax I can find. If we ever contact those creatures again, it might be helpful. Ah, yes, of course. Wow, I should have thought of this immediately. A sage named Lark is trying to decipher this language. Can you help? Genevieve seems to actually be interested. She inspects the paper for several minutes. Then she smiles and shakes her head, handing the page back to you. She says, very interesting. A rare event. I have no idea what this is. Huh, so clearly not monetized. It seems to be a magical script. That would be about the only way that I would be so unfamiliar with it. If you are really interested, you should go south to the ruins of the Tower of Magi. There are a few sages there, trying to recover what survived of the library. Maybe one of them can help. Okay, do you have any books that might help me? She chuckles. Oh yes, you want books with powerful arcane spells, so that you may call destruction upon your foes. Yeah, that would be helpful. Yes, that is the adventurer way, is it not? Talk to Sage Alice. She is the magic instructor here. I deal in knowledge, not armaments. I mean, it could be both. Can I get magical training here? Yes, talk to Alice. You don't speak with strangers here? Not when I can help it. I want to live. The Shade is most likely to give the icy touch to those who speak with outsiders. Huh, really? You should feel fortunate that I'm speaking with you at all. I mean, I guess it's only fair if people have actually died for just talking to people. But then it can't be a matter of coming into the Shade's vicinity if it can't just kill someone even while they're hiding. I mean, otherwise you should feel pretty safe inside of any kind of building, right? Anyway, hello, Sage Alice. This woman looks like she is new to the world of wizardry. Her robes are covered with embroidered glyphs and runes, some of them glowing, and she wears an ostentatious amount of talismans, fetishes, and other enchanted jewelry. New mages frequently submit to such excesses of fashion. They haven't helped her confidence, however. She looks terrified. When you approach her, she can barely stop shaking. I am Sage Alice, the instructor for the school. When it has students. When I can't study. There are no students at the school? No, they were killed, murdered. They were some of the first to be taken by the Shade. The Shade killed all of them? Yes, one by one. It seems to favor those who learn, who travel, who do things. So I don't seek out students now. I don't want to be responsible for doing that to them. Has the Shade tried to kill you? No, I never go outside, ever. The mayor sends food to me and I stay in here. Huh. Okay. Well, that's most unfortunate. I could use magical instruction. You should know. Knowledge, dealing with others, these are the things that draw the Shade, but if you wish, I can teach you. If you will take the risk. I'm sure we'll put ourselves into much more risky situations than this. So yes, please teach me. Okay, Icy Rain, improve? Yes. Unlock doors. Attempts to pick the locks on nearby doors. The higher the skill with a spell, the better the chances of success. Increasing the caster's tool use makes the spell more effective. Ah, really? I mean, obviously, wait. Does this work? Can he actually... I guess I'd have to put at least 1 point into arcane spell skill? This is interesting, though. Oh, he can't. Mage spell skill isn't high enough. Huh. I mean, if I had known that beforehand, I would have obviously made him the tool user. That is... I mean, yeah, it makes sense, of course. But, you know, that's the kind of thing that... If you don't know that beforehand, when making your characters, you're very unlikely to take advantage of that. So, I don't know. I don't think I want to start increasing his tool use skill, and I don't think I want to really make Dirk much of a mage. Although that might be more reasonable to just give him a couple of points of, mage spell skill. In fact, I can't train right now. Hold on. Maybe I have a point or two. I have 5 points, actually. Oh, first one costs 5. Okay, you know what? Just out of curiosity. I'm gonna quick save. No. Quick save. Learn mage spells 1. He doesn't have any mana though. Should I be worried about that? Wait, that's P. Yeah. He has this. Spell skill of 1. Wait. Doesn't he have that? Oh, he hasn't this. He doesn't have the spell. Okay. Fair enough. Magical instruction. Please teach me. She doesn't even teach fireball. Okay, not high enough. You know what? I don't think that's really worth it. I mean, I guess I'm gonna learn the spell, or will I? Is there even any point? Is this ever gonna be good enough? Even at level 3, if I ever get it that high. If the character doesn't have any kind of tool use skill himself. I guess I'm gonna buy it just so I have it. But I'm gonna hold off on improving it for now because it's kind of expensive. What do you study? When you study? Wait, that's not. I meant to ask that, but I didn't. What do you study? When the shade came, I was just setting out. Was just beginning to teach here, but I kept my own studies up in enchanted creatures, dragonkind, when I could. Did you learn anything interesting? A few things, and then the shade came. She lets out a shrill laugh. And the shade was there, always there, and I got to observe magical creatures up close as much as I could possibly want. You want to study dragons? If I could. They still exist. Some believe they are even breeding, making more. Years ago, a dragon named Motrax lived north of here. Oh, I wish he was still alive. I wish I could learn from him. But he is gone, and his lair was abandoned, and his stones were lost. What happened to Motrax? Empire soldiers murdered him when they invaded. Butchers. The Empire put many dragons to the sword. So few remain. Motrax's stones, what were they? Near the end of his life, when he was dying of his wounds, he was said to have written down things on tablets of soft clay, written with his claws. If they were found, nobody knows what he wrote. They were lost in the confusion of the war. I was going to go to the lair and see if I could find fragments of them, but the disaster. Best not to think about it. Think of survival. Yes. Okay, fair enough. Wait, we don't have a quest? Oh, no, it is a quest, right? Splice worms, silver red hand, grey mold. Info for Oliver. Right, Motrax's tablets, okay. See Mayor again. Ah, oh, right, we were supposed to return to her. How to translate scrolls. Tower of Magi. Although it doesn't say that here, but that's where we'll have to go. Okay, let's do this. Wow, this is getting a longer episode than I really intended, but that's fine. I showed the rune to Genevieve. Another mark. Yes, I thought that was what I heard. It is so difficult to function, to concentrate. She looks at the papers scattered on the floor around her. I'm sure there's something about it in that mess. For once, I think I have an obvious course of action ahead of me. Yes, the directions I must give you are clear. Yes. Where do you think I should go next? I mean, it's pretty obvious. I think I should direct you to go north, to the old warrens Motrax used to live in. It's not entirely safe, of course. The old dragon's magic is still around, and it's done funny things to the wildlife up there. But someone there made a mark like the one you have. Someone or something up there is linked to what you saw in the Draco mines. You should go up there and find it. You should enjoy this assignment, I think. Anything that gets one farther from the shade is all to the good. Well, I guess that's true. Although, I mean, I have no doubt about that. Even if the shade was to appear here and was actually fightable, that I would stand no chance at all. Still, I would like to attempt it at least once. Right, she mentioned the papers on the ground, but I guess it was just flavor text. Okay, well, yep, that was a lot of new info. We actually know a little more about what's been going on, even though obviously it's all very mysterious still. We have a new goal, new main quest. We also have a bunch of new quests. minor quests to take care of in the surrounding areas, and in some not so nearby areas as well. But yeah, either way, I'm going to call it an episode here. Next time we're gonna explore the rest of the town if I can, without the shade appearing and killing me, and then look around. Probably first look through the farmlands, try to hunt down the rest of the scavenging rats and things like that, and then take a look at those mines and dragon caves up north and see what we learn there. As always, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye bye.